and welcome back to the Daily Dose. My name is Maddie, and this week it's VBS here at Calvary. We're celebrating all things that make waves within our faith lives. And today we're talking about making a splash. Well, when I was a child, it was my biggest fear that I would eat a meal alone. Have you ever been walking into a big cafeteria, whether you were a child or maybe you're an adult now, and walking into a big space and eating alone? I still have this fear of eating alone. In fact, I would rather not eat at all than eat a meal by myself. Well, it was the same when I was a child. I had this deep fear of eating alone. One summer, I went to camp and I was brave. I was brave because I went to camp all by myself. The other years that I had gone to camp, I had always brought a friend with. And there was a sense of security that no matter what, I wouldn't be alone because my friend Tara would be by my side. And so we could sit at any table. We could face anything together because I had the security that she was with me. Well, this summer at camp, I went by myself. And the first time that I walked into the dining hall, I remember feeling that fear that I was talking about of eating alone. What would people think about me? What would people say about me? This girl who has no friends, eating alone? What's wrong with her? Those were the stories that I was telling myself. And I went in and I had to face the music. It was part of the schedule. There was no getting around it. I had to go in to the dining hall to eat by myself. Here's something that we know about our faith lives. Jesus informs us about how it is that we are to make a splash in this life. And Jesus gives us some pretty clear language on how to do that. Jesus says, "Love others as I have loved you." He said, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you." Well, way back there in the dining hall, this is how I was loved that day. I was sitting by myself, right? I had no friends. I went into the dining hall. I found a seat. I was all by myself. This group of girls noticed that I was by myself. They noticed me and they intentionally came over and they said, "Hey, are you waiting for someone? Or would you mind if we sat down with you?" And they sat down because, of course, I said, "No, I don't have anyone sitting by me." They sat down and they started to get to know me. They asked me questions. And suddenly I felt a part of the group. And as the week went on, those girls became my very close friends. In fact, girls that I still talk to this day. You see, Jesus has this commandment to love one another as he has loved us first. And this is what I know, that love that those girls showed me on that day, that simple act, for them, it might have just been as simple as walking over and saying, "Hey, can we sit down?" But for me, it was everything. It wasn't just a drop in the ocean. It was the whole ocean. My fear had overwhelmed me about sitting alone. The stories I was telling myself is that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't liked enough to be a part of a group of people yet at camp. And yet I was overcome by this splash, this impact, this simple moment from this group of girls made all the difference to me. It's a great reminder to me as an adult of how important those little moments are. How important those little moments can be when we reach out to someone in need, when we notice something that's maybe unnoticeable. When we see someone in need and we reach out, those are the kinds of things that are simple, not time-consuming possibly, and easy for us to do, but they make a splash in others. They make such a difference. In fact, they make an ocean of difference. Friends, Jesus says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you." As we go through this VBS week, I think we should take some time to reflect. How has Jesus loved us? Forgiven us when we've done the unforgivable, loved us when we're unlovable, called us by name when we felt alone. These are the ways that Jesus has loved us, and Jesus commands that we go and do likewise. So when we see someone sitting alone, could we offer a conversation? When we see our neighbors in need who have had homes destroyed in Florida, could we lend a hand? Friends, it's our commandment to serve others as Christ has loved us. Thanks be to God.